He's got me beat by a lot in years of service, so, without Bruce Regional Senator, being embarrassed.
Well, I've been with the city of Camden for 35 years. Been a long, short time. Seen a lot, done a lot. Much to the man. You know, but that goes. Probably about 8 years into the actual police work of it, that the light actually does come on with young people. And, you know, I came into it and was going to clean up Camdenton. And then about 8 years ago, into it, I'll tell you a story what changed my thinking about the law. I received a call to go to a residential area where a little lady had she was probably in her 80s, and she had actually had probably the prettiest yard in the city. There were some boys next door, 14 and 15-year-old boys, and they were like kicking the ball around in the bar, and they broke one of her flowers. And so she actually called. She was upset. Of course, when I got the call, I done even normal, you know, because it really didn't affect, you know, anything that I thought law enforcement was to do. So anyway, I respond over there. And then that's when it hit that those flowers meant something. Every day I drove by there, I seen her out there pulling weeds, watering, planting flowers, and that was her day, and that meant something. So that's when I watched her. So I met with these boys, and there's the ad, of course, the young gentleman that I met with, I said, just one plant. Yeah. How much work do you think she put into that one plant? So I gave him a $20 bill, and I said, you go down. And I told the mother, I said, you drive them down there. You get 2 flowers. And you bring them back, and you have her plant. They did. The other $10 they split between themselves. But, you know, the whole aspect of law enforcement is awareness. That's what we're looking for. And so throughout the rest of my career, it's, you know, it's not about how many days. It's not about how many people you can arrest. You know, that's going to come with the job. You got it. But it's a little difference. So I as I said, I got 35 years with the city. And the last time I guess I spoke to you guys was in 2020 when I was appointed the chief of police. And I kind of told you what my goals were for the police department. And I've reached those goals. Which every year the goals that we set forth for the department is done, the department says to get. Every annual meeting, we sit down and set all the goals, what we need to do for the next. And you know, we've been pretty successful in completing our goals. And it's just kind of turned into a routine job. And so I'm not done yet. I could retire 5 years ago. I'm not done. And so I decided to sure. And I did that right, you know, personally experienced issues with the sheriff's department, with the other departments, with people. I mean, I had people come in my office all the time that live out in the county, begging me to take their report because they can't do it. And I've actually taken something, which knowing that it wasn't going to lead to a prosecution, but it was an problem with insurance or something like that. We've taken some of their reports, and you know, we have enough to deal with in the city. And we have a lot to do. We take probably around 2,000 reports a year in the city. And, you know, and I've got 20 people where they've got 4 people per day. They live a lot bigger here. And, you know, but yet I see the deputies all over the city. That's not where they need to be. The city has, we have our own police department. They don't do the work in the system, but what are they doing? They need to go to the outlying areas. You know, I know they have, you know, some budget issues that putting the money where the need is, putting it more than one. You know, I know what budgets are all about, and you know, you have got to put your needs first. And, you know, throw in a little bit of luck here, but the needs aren't going to be met from the public that's outside of the district. See everybody calling all the time, you know. Best I can do. Then chief of police is telling me we need to call. Well, that's when I decided that change needs to be made. That's kind of it in a nutshell. That's about the why I wanted to run the fair. I'm not done yet. I say that right now, by the end of the day, I might say it. So, it's a big job, even being the chief of police is a big job. And it seems like the majority of my work is putting out fire percent. Just kind of the nature of the business. On top of the political side of it. And I got to do it within the city hall. Involved in all the meetings and all that stuff. But I don't put it in catch my office. That's where it stops. It doesn't go down to the guy. One time I tell a guy something about any of the political stuff that it's going to excellent group of young men that I've got older supervisors that have been there and done that. And they know what's on. You know, we all got together and we made this every hand we went to one direction. So everybody's involved. So everybody's involved so that they know exactly which direction. And that's what we need to do as sheriff. We need to get everybody involved instead of just a select few, and then forcing everybody else to follow, you know, what they want, and then when they're not interested. Success starts with a leader. I feel like I'm the one that can lead that department to the success. The needs and wants of the public. That's basically it. You guys have any questions of me?
About 15, 20 years ago, I was in Rotary in Johnson County, Kansas. Several Rotary members there. Was friends with Frank Denny. I don't know. He's under sheriff for Johnson County, Kansas for years. Became sheriff, actually chief of police on the next for that. But one thing he did when he got to be sheriff is he encouraged all of his officers to get involved in the community, such as he demanded, he was a member of our Rotary Club. He demanded that he had at least one deputy in our club to come to our meetings once a week. I think that it's important for community policing to do that, to get involved in some of the, I mean, that would that be something that you might put on the agenda?
Yeah, and actually, you know, I've got a lot of plans. Every time I hear something negative, I go to get it part of the plans correct. The community policing, you know, it came in strong in the early nineties, actually, you know, we received a grant here in Camden to hire 2 officers. And certainly a percentage of their shift had to be police. And you know, they no longer offer that. But I seen the difference with the relationship between the department and the actual business people, regular citizens. And we still have to, here in Camden, we still have a community police. We have public relations contacts that we also require. They have to contact at least 3 different people, and 2 of them being businesses, and practically contact at least 1 person within there. And they have to document it, and we give statistics. And I think last month we had 179 public relation contacts done by the officer. And that was done by 16. That's a lot of contacts. Community policing is a very important part of it, because we can solve some crimes, but we can solve a lot more with the people. Reporting statistics, and that the people feel comfortable coming up to us, and they know somebody. I don't care if it's somebody on the other end of the county that's working with the sheriff's department. If they know that person, they're going to call that person, and they know that person isn't going to say, you know. And you know, it's a matter of getting everybody on board. And you know, I'm going to have an open lane with the community out here in the camp. The problem is it's so big, so you've got to break it up. And so, you know, I'm going to try to start it before. But I might break it down more in order to get be able to contact them. But I think if we get community groups together, they don't have to be the neighborhood watches. They just be sit down at the coffee shop and everybody kind of discusses what their issues are and their likes and dislikes and everything. And you have 1 or 2 people in one of these corners come and meet with the sheriff and sit down and say, "Here's my notes. This is what people are saying." And then you start addressing those issues. And the community policing, you know, I plan on zoning these deputies with the manpower they have each day. What I see, and it's pretty accurate, what they have on duty to reduce the command staff. Everybody's our community chiefs and not enough in prime attack. Take those people, put them out here, and we could put 4 deputies, south, east side, northeast side, and on the south and the other end of the county. You do it on all 4 cameras. You put 4 deputies, you can split it up in farms. It's going to reduce your response time, you know, and you have time to get out. You don't have a deputy that's having to run, you know, code from one end of the county to the other. Then you have your supervisor that will fill in response. And for each shift, you have 2 supervisors, and you split it in half. Supervisor here and a supervisor here. This supervisor takes care of this half. This supervisor takes care of this half. And I think we can make it work. You know, but you know, yeah, I have to get in and have to see exactly what. See what we do. Administrative staff does not need to be stacked inside the sheriff's department. Doesn't people?
When you became sheriff of Camden, you know, you went into a different type of culture. What kind of pushback did you get from everybody involved on change? Because change isn't easy, whether it's positive or negative, but it's not easy for everyone. My life is constant change. So
I would add that law enforcement is always changing. The biggest problem that I've had dealing with it. Because I'm telling you hurt people's feelings when you tell them to do something. I mean, you've got to ask twice. You can't tell them, hey, I need you to go take care of this. Because it hurts their feelings. And so that's one of the big struggles as being a leader of the department is adjusting to this. That we still have officers that have been here 25 years. Now I go up to them and say, I screwed up, where if I go up to one of these young guys that's 22, 23 years old and say, but the hell, and you're like, but you have got to not humiliate and everything. So that's been the biggest thing. And I have actually my lieutenant kind of pulled me back in sometimes. I get so frustrated, with some of these young kids out there. And he'll grab me by the dollar and say, hey, I'll take care of this. It's like, okay. But yeah, the culture itself, I think the biggest thing getting everybody involved. I mean, get a team, everybody's involved with a piece of it. And then the whole conclusion, have everybody involved in the mission. And let them know what the advantages of it is and how it's going to better affect the workplace and the dealing with the people. I think the same with the police department. It just flowed. It wasn't an issue. I had two 20-year officers that was very disgruntled. They were my biggest bad. And I had them both come to me and say, we didn't believe, but we really. So their lifers with the city. So, it's a matter of convincing them and getting them to follow you. And then they can start seeing those changes and they'll start seeing how it affects. We have a happy community with the police department. When I was a lieutenant, there wasn't a day in a month that I didn't get slight on office. I mean, I have to deal with that. I mean, I spend half my day putting out fires working to get to my work. I couldn't tell you less on that. And we just don't get it. It's a matter of changing the culture and making it good for them in time. And that's the shape they even come back into the office because you can't expect somebody to 12 hours.
I know it's a highway and it's a MoDOT thing, but since it's in the city, what's your thoughts on both the traffic and like a lot of the accidents from the side and that gas station there? Obviously, if you tell the sheriff, they'll want your input, on whatever changes.
That is, of course, all the speed limits on 54 set.
Yeah.
We don't have, we offer our suggestions and we have, bag and pledge with them and everything else to drive the speed limit. Walmart was a jump out of 55 mile an hour.
Yeah.
They stop.
Yep.
We just keep doing, they have to do all the, surveys and minutes. And I said, well, here's my survey here is where 80% of it, and it's a higher speed, so about 70% of our injury accidents is out there. In front of Sonic area right there, something needs to be done. We've discussed it. We're looking at the majority of it's coming out of Western stuff. Yeah, because they'll come across and shoot straight across the car. And you can't see the person in that out of line because they're blocked and they're shooting and you got somebody coming up here and that's some of the plans are with us. fan that meets the concrete barrier. Like that. We discussed it, about on board with that. So I'm gonna move that. You know, we rarely have, we may have one or two accidents. There's a thing, more money. Take that risk. But our biggest accident area is the all. That's what we're.
That goes, a lot of people do not yield, I swear to God, they do not yield, even up at Woods and Sunrise. We like going, we get going, they just pull out in front of you, they don't care.
I could set a guy at the square, and those merge lanes were go north, and go east and south. I could set them there, and they could probably run 50 stoplight tickets right there, because those merge lanes are regulated by stop. And people just use it as the on a red. That's not what statute says. It's a red light, you gotta stop then, if it's safe to go, you can make it red. But people just. And we run. I put one on each side of the square, we ran out of tickets today. And but we don't have the accident. So we concentrate on the accident areas. How do you do the off lanes when you get somebody comes up through there, it's a yield sign. It's not a stop, it's a yield. So they're in the right and they come up and all of a sudden they think car is 40 mile an hour speed limit. Everybody 40 to go around, 45 to 50, and they get up on them so quick that they got to come to a stop. Well, the person behind them is they go too. And they don't recognize that this car stopped in front of them until it's too late. And then that's where we get the rear end. And that's that Walmart's bad. That works.
Yeah, they just had that bad accident with that tractor trailer with that car.
It's the right by. The curves and stuff. Just
Oh, yeah.
The lane, it's not.
It's just, you know, and you can't put a stop on it.
No, yeah.
You think it's right on the side, it's bad now.
Yeah.
And we've discussed like the back of starting there at the overpass coming from Lakewood. The reason why you have such a long backup is because there's a lot of people who go north on 547 coming in. And I mean, a lot of people, more than you would even expect. And when they get up there, you've got a tractor trailer, you know, stopped at a red light. They can't get into that front lane to make it right. So there's and then you might have the 15 cars want to make that right turn, and they can't get over into that lane because it's not long. And that's something that we're working with MoDOT with right now, and the discussion is that we're going to have some way that we're just going to purchase property. You know, so it's a budget period. MoDOT, but we're working on trying to get that right turn on extended back so that we can get the cars going through. And, you know, maybe help with that backup. Another thought that we've had is using Jack Crowell Road and then have like an exit coming out on the highway. So we've done that discussion with them. They haven't really balked on it. Then again, the funding, we've been pushed to, you know, if they got big projects and they have money left, then they have this priority list that they put money into. And we've been at it.
And I see another problem. Going from Niagara Bridge to the Greenview, come up that hill, up to by Widow. They're doing, I think it goes to 50, almost right there. And I swear to God, I do it myself. All of a sudden you're gonna make a turn, they're coming up that hill. And people behind us are not paying attention, they almost run into us because it's 45 or 50 bikes there too. Try to slow down and make your love 52 red over.
It's bad.
Yeah.
Anything else? Well, thank you so much. Let's just take our. Get a picture with the teals. Go ahead and read the last three.
Last three.